Hi students, welcome back to this part of the lesson. As you can see, I am actually sitting at my desk and my monitor is in front of me. My keyboard is here, my mouse is here, my tray is positioned very nicely, and I'm ready for class. Now, when you are in class, please make sure that you switch off your monitor and pay attention to the teacher. So when I'm teaching something, you're focused on what I am talking about, and then when the lecture is done or when the lesson is done, then you can turn on your monitor and then you can actually get ready to work. Now sometimes you'll be working by yourself, that means you have a computer just to yourself, and sometimes you may be working with a partner. There is a reason why you're working with a partner, because what happens is, in the Cambridge style of studying, what we are trying to encourage is two people working together so that way you can share ideas as you do something. Then, of course, when you're doing the exercise yourself, then you don't need to be with a partner. You can just, sit with a computer and do it by yourself, okay? Because, we only have a few computers in this room, and we do have a lot of students. Sometimes the internet is very slow, so we need to share and double up a little bit on the computers so that way you guys can work together. But that's not the reason why I like two people working together. I want you guys to work as a team so that way you get to learn a lot of this new concept, there's a lot of new things that we are going to be having. So one of the most important things, as you can see, is I have my table. It's very clean. I have no drinks, because if you have water and soda, it's very easy for somebody to hit it by mistake, and then it'll drop down, it'll spill on you, and of course it'll spill on the keyboard and the mouse, and it'll totally wreck these two devices. So we really don't want to have any water, anything on the table. Something else that you could actually have on the table is, like, for example, I have my notebook and I have a pen. So if you have your notebook and your textbook, you're most welcome to keep it on top of the table, so that way you get to work over here. And then, of course, when you're working on the screen, looking at lessons, if you want to take down some notes, you're most welcome to open up your notebook and your pencil or pen, and then you start writing down notes and you keep it. So that way the table is kind of neat. I saw some students, what they do is they take the keyboard and they kind of put it on top of the table because they feel more comfortable. But it's much better for you to have it here, so that way you don't hurt your hands. Because if you put it up here, you might feel it's comfortable, but in the long term, you're basically hurting yourself. So that's why the keyboard must be kept on the tray at all times. It's just the best way to do it. Now, when you are sitting and you're ready to work, make sure the keyboard is positioned nicely. Make sure you're sitting very nicely, and the monitor is actually in the center. So you don't put the monitor to the side. Don't put it this way or this way. Try to be sitting at the center. Now, if two of you are sitting, then it's a little bit different. Then, of course, you're both sharing the computer. But when you're working alone, make sure that the keyboard is neatly there, the monitor is centered in front of you, and the mouse is there so that you're ready to do your work. Even when you're playing games, the setup is exactly the same. Now, a couple of things that I wanted to go through more about this is make sure that you are sitting very nicely, you're very comfortable. Try not to play around with the chairs. Don't lean forward, don't lean back, because you can actually fall down. The chair could slip and you will fall down. Another thing is, before I forget, is the tray of the desk. Don't pull the tray too much. Just pull it enough so that it's comfortable and it's near you. If you need to get closer to the computer, just make sure that you can pull your chair in a little bit. You sit a little bit more comfortably, and you should be perfectly okay. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you in the next lesson, and of course see you in class.